Hi everybody, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology, and you're about to view your second quarter forecast for the year 2019. That means that I will be reviewing April, May, and June for each sign. Before we start though, if you do want to find me online for a reading or for a life coaching session, you can go to www.freshastrology.com. If you are interested in starting your own business and want support around that, you can find my other business, tribetripsandretreats.com, at www.tribetripsandretreats.com to find out more and join us there. All right, onward, here we go. Hi Pisces, this is Lee at Fresh Astrology. We are taking a look at the second quarter of 2019, which means we're looking at April, May, and June. So the way I'm coming at this particular forecast is I'm noticing Mars and where Mars is, just for fun, really. So let's pay attention to Mars. And then I'm also paying attention to where the South Node is, and we can always throw in Uranus for good measure. And if anything else jumps out at me, I'll cover that too. But I'm really looking at where your energy goes during this quarter. Where's your energy wanting to go? Because when you have Mars in a certain area of your chart, it means that you have the gift of Mars energy, passion, drive, to do things in certain areas, wherever Mars is. So, for example, you have Mars at the beginning of April, right on the base point of your chart, the Imam Coeli, and it's in this area called the fourth house, which symbolizes your family and where you live, and also deep psychological change, effort to work on yourself. So, and it's one of the four angles of the chart. It's a power point in the chart, in your own chart. And so to have anything hit right here is a bigger deal. And Mars, rather than going around every year all the way around the chart, it takes 2 years to traverse the chart. So it's a 2-year cycle for you. So a lot of people will find that they're moving, or that they're planning to move, or people are coming to visit, or they're working on their homes, decorating, taking care of things, like renovating somehow. You know, there's just energy flowing into the home and family area. So that means you have energy flowing into the home and family area. And when it's dynamic energy like Mars, there's often this desire to move, desire to change stuff around the home, desire to create change in the family dynamic, desire in terms of your psychological health, a desire to maybe get rid of old baggage, old psychological baggage. It's a good time to work on that because you'll be more effective. It'll be that it's like a direct line of Mars energy going there, and it helps you get it done. It's like having an extra couple of helping hands to get anything done in this arena. So to work on family dynamics, to work on actual homes and where you live, to move, you just have the energy to do it, and to even work on yourself. So that's in a practical sense, or a mundane everyday sense. You may find these things going on, and just know that your energy is there to do it. Then, so that's just in the first part of the quarter. In the second part of the quarter, mid-May onward, you have Mars energy going directly into your fifth house. And again, if you're focused on family issues, this could be children. You kind of expand it to include energy to have children, to deal with children. And it can sometimes show your actual children doing things. You know, you may have a boy child, for example, with Mars, not necessarily a boy, but you know, you could see a boy child becoming more of your focus. You have more energy for that child. If you have girls and boys, or if you have somebody who's born in the time of Aries, then you have more energy for that person. If you're single, this is a time when Mars can give you the energy to get out there, to start dating, to put yourself out there, to have more courage to get yourself out there. There's a lot of courage with Mars too. So if you're single and feeling like I just can't get myself out there, or I don't have the energy to do it, it takes too much energy, you're going to have the energy this quarter. So make sure you use it. Get ready. You might start preparing now, because you will have this burst of energy to do this stuff, whatever it takes. Going to more parties, telling people you're looking, whatever you're going to do, you have the energy to do it. It can actually sometimes show a real person, in the form of Mars. It kind of marches across your chart like a little chess piece and shows a person, or can. And so if you're not ready, if you've been still telling yourself the story of I don't have the energy, I can't do it, then when the person arrives, or is available to you, you might miss that opportunity somehow. So even when the planets can bring certain events into your life, if you're not ready, if you haven't done the preparation, if you've got a negative storyline going in your head that nothing can change, then you can miss these opportunities. They can come and go, and you've missed it. So unfortunately, it does require us to pull up our sleeves and do something. So if you're wanting to date and you felt like you haven't had the energy, start pretending like you have the energy, because eventually you are going to this quarter. If you're in a long-term relationship, what Mars can do is bring in energy to work on the romantic side of the relationship, to go out and have more fun together. It energizes you as an individual to help energize you as a couple to go out and do more together, maybe go on more dates, try new things. It's like a little boost of energy to your romantic life if you're already with somebody. If you're creative, again, it's like this burst of energy, burst of creative energy for you, and you can get a lot done. So start knowing that you're going to have the energy. So maybe start to figure out how you can create the time so that you can capture this energy and ride this wave of energy to get some creative stuff done if you have some projects in mind. It's a great time to jumpstart a new business, or put an infusion of new energy into your own business if you have your own business. So you can really use the industriousness, the courage of Mars to get some stuff done in these areas, especially things that have been stagnant. It's great for that. And then it's also nice to look at where you can kind of release control and you don't have to do so much work, especially the kind of tight, controlling, gripping, fearful, like clenching we do emotionally and psychically around certain things, that we're scared if we let go, if we don't have this clenching approach to it, that it just won't happen or something bad will happen. And in your case, it has to do with your future. So it's an interesting place to have this. So we're talking about the 11th house in your chart. So the bigger meaning is your future and kind of your future direction, how you see your future. There's some other things here too, like the people in your world, the groups you're affiliated with. It could be for some of you, you're really resisting change in your friendship circles or your professional affiliations. It's hard for you to let some things go. It has something to do with identity, the way you see yourself in groups of people and socially. There's something that's hard to let go of, that you're clinging to. And it would be better if you just released the grip and just let life get a little messy and organic and unfold for you. It doesn't mean that you don't pay any attention to this area of your world, because you're still working in a kind of consistent long-term way to create the future you want. That's been a mission of yours for a while. But if this journey toward creating the future you want started to get a little rigid, or you were kind of scared you wouldn't be able to do it. Like some people want to create the future of their dreams, but they're so scared they can't, that they get this weird kind of gripping energy. And it's more like an energetic thing that you do that can create resistance to actually reaching your goals, achieving your dreams. So the idea here is to let go of the wheel and to, sure, do the slow, consistent, steady work that you've been doing, but to hold the future a little bit more lightly. Like, I want this to happen, this or something better, but maybe something better or cooler or something I can't quite envision is going to happen. Maybe I don't have to force it to be this one thing. I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. Like if part of your future, like the population of people I work with in my coaching world are mostly women in, either younger middle age, middle age, older middle age, but people who are starting to recreate their lives and with an eye toward moving into older age groups and how to build income and a life that they would like. And so if somebody in that category is thinking, I want to start a business so that I can make $1 million a year so that I can retire on the island of Crete, and I work with a lot of people who are healers, like coaches or Reiki healers, or they do massage therapy or something. And if that person has that big goal, which is a worthy goal and doable with the right mindset, if they're clinging too tightly to some rigid way they thought they would do this, or they're clinging so tightly out of fear that they actually won't reach that goal, that they get kind of tunnel vision and narrow-minded about how to actually get there, how they're actually going to do that based on the kind of work they do. They may have to think a little more creatively, but when we're fearful and clinging too tightly to some cherished vision, sometimes it sucks all the creativity out, all the sense of play, and energetically it tends to work as a blockage, like you just can't get there, and you can't even seem to get closer, because there's this weird clenching, fearful energy. So the idea here in this part of your life, in terms of crafting your future and getting some kind of cherished dream, is to hold it a little more lightly and be willing for the universe or God to take over, some larger force. And sure, you keep doing, you keep chipping away at your plan, because certainly in this area with Capricorn here, you do need a plan, you do need to take consistent action, but stop worrying so much and allow for a sense of play. Once you can kind of release the wheel, hold it a little more lightly, you get a little more creative, and you might come up with that $1 million idea that allows you to actually get where you want to go. So that's the kind of energetic work a Pisces has to do around creating the kind of life they want, is backing up a little bit, releasing total control over it, trying to release some fear around what if it doesn't happen and what if it can't do it, noticing any thoughts that tell you that, like I can't do it, it'll never work.